Isa na o 3 lang. Anyway, sige. So, wait, sorry. There you go. Okay, so for this particular morning, we will be looking at some clues on how you would be able to diagnose parasitism and one of the more common disaster-related diseases, which is your leptospirosis. Okay, so let me start with the word clues for parasites. Okay, wait. Okay, okay. Sige nga. Chat box, no? Right in the chat box. So let's start on the left upper hand corner of the slide. No? Just chat away. Whatever you think the parasite is or the parasitism is. Okay? So vague abdominal pain, spaghetti-like worm, Leffler's pneumonia, intestinal obstruction. So pagka these words appear in, for example, in your test, in your quiz, or in your history taking, and even in your physical examination, that's why I'm putting it as word clues or clues on how you would be able to at least have an initial impression and work from there, no? In terms of your laboratory or diagnostic tests. Sige nga. So, Ascaris lumbricoides, Ascariasis. So, si Kent, si Camille, Christelle, Nikolai, Ascaris, Ascaris. Okay. So, most everyone is Ascaris. Anyone na hindi Ascariasis? No? This is pretty, what's this? Pretty simple and a no-brainer, no? Especially when you, in your history taking in the wards or even in the outpatient, this is pathognomonic. The mommy will say, para pong spaghetti na bulate ang lumabas. Okay? Pag ganun ang sinabi, then more likely or most likely, you are dealing with an Ascaris worm, no? Si Ascaris lumbricoides. And one of the more common complications of ascariasis would be your intestinal obstruction. Okay? Sige. So, wait lang. Eto, the one under diarrhea and dysentery and then rectal prolapse. So again, word clues. When you hear of rectal prolapse, what kind of parasite are you thinking of? Wow, galing nyo naman pala. May ibang sumagot ng entamoeba. Okay. Trichuriasis. Okay. Sige, sino pa? O yung iba naman, mag-type naman kayo para magising kayo. Okay. So the word clue here is the rectal prolapse. No? But another typical presentation of trichuriasis would actually be the dysentery. It's a colicky type of abdominal pain. Okay. Then, when you think anemia in parasitism, what is the first infection that comes to mind? Okay. Although most of them would have, I'm not saying it's only hookworm which will have a type of anemia, no? And somebody wrote, no, IDA, no, that's the type of anemia. It's your iron deficiency anemia, Dan, no? So, that is the type of anemia that you see in a hookworm infection. And then because the mode of transmission is penetration of the skin, kaya dapat, no, there should be wearing of shoes, especially for, let's say, farmers or those children playing outside. No? Slippers or shoes should be worn always. Okay. Next, on the right hand side. So worm migration to anus, nocturnal itching, cannot be prevented by proper disposal of feces. Okay, because most of your parasites are actually fecal-oral in transmission. Okay, ito hindi. Ito through the fingernails, okay, or let's say through the bed sheet, through the blanket, okay. It's familial, meaning if you sleep together, then pwede magkaroon ng transmission, no? And among all the parasites, ito mandatory that retreatment is necessary. Okay? And that would be, you're right, no? Enterobiasis. Yeah? So, enterobiasis. Okay, sobra-sobrang kate, nocturnal itching, anal pruritus. Okay? Because the worm migrates to the anus. And that is also how you will get your auto-infection. Meaning, the child will scratch the anus and then put the finger in the mouth, no? Lalo na kung nagka-thumb suck yung child. And that's where the ingestion appears or occurs. Okay? That's why you call it auto-infection. Okay, next, portal hypertension, granulomatous reaction. It's endemic in the country. Okay. It's endemic in some parts of the country, especially the southern part. No? In Leyte, pag nakarinig kayo ng portal hypertension, Leyte, okay, endemic. Okay. Then you think, yes, you're right, no? Schistosomiasis. Okay? And then last would be your lymphatic obstruction and nocturnal blood test. Ano naman yun? Elephantiasis. Okay? Yan. So, elephantiasis, ano siya? Anong, okay. So, etiologic agent, Chiriria bancrofti, filariasis. Okay? If you already viewed the lecture, then you would see the images of the individuals or the patients affected with filariasis. Okay, so okay. So this is just a table, no? Because these are the three most common parasites. Just want to reiterate that these are the three most common parasites in the Philippines. Of course, number one is ascariasis or Ascaris lumbricoides. Then the second is trichuriasis. Okay, and hookworm. Okay, so the site of predilection is here. For both ascaris and hookworm, they are found mostly in the small intestine, and then your trichuriasis in the large intestine. So that when you have heavy infestation of your trichuria, then, okay, kaya nagla-rectal prolapse kasi naandun siya sa large intestine. Okay? So most of these are often asymptomatic in like minor or mild infections, but they do become symptomatic when they do have heavy infestations already. So as mentioned in the previous slide in our word clues, so ascariasis, intestinal obstruction, vague abdominal pain at the onset, pero bigla na lang lalakit siya with obstructive lesions. Okay? And again, the spaghetti-like passing of worm. Trichuriasis associated with dysentery and rectal prolapse. Okay? It can also be manifested in heavy infestations as colitis that mimics inflammatory bowel diseases. And then hookworm is IBD, or sorry, IDA, no IDA, in iron deficiency anemia. Okay. Now, madali lang naman tandaan ng treatment, no? Especially for the roundworms. It's always the azoles, albendazole or mebendazole as your drugs of choice, and pyrantel pamuate as your alternative option. Okay. So let's start off with the the cases. So medyo meron na kayong clue on how you would end up with or come up with an initial impression. So let's start. Meron ba tayong poll? Is Aldrin there? Or chat box lang ito? Do we have a poll or Zoom poll or none? Can somebody from the pedia department answer? Ano ba nakalagay? Wala bang nasa pedia department na nakandito? Anyway, sige. Sariling sikap tayo ngayon. Okay. Okay. So, sorry. Okay, let's look at the chat box na lang. Okay? 17, dapat sumagot kayo madami ha. Ko lang di pa nga nabasa, may sagot na eh. So, 17-year-old girl from Leyte was brought to Manila for consult. She has facial edema with a distended abdomen, signs of portal hypertension, and hepatosplenomegaly. Your initial impression would be, okay, so halos lahat naman, letter C, okay, and then give me your word clues. No? Why? Why are you thinking this is schistosomiasis? Why is it schistosomiasis for you? What in that history would actually give you the clue that you are dealing with a schistosoma infection? Okay, so Leyte, portal hypertension, hepatosplenomegaly. Okay. Why is there portal hypertension and hepatosplenomegaly in schistosomiasis? What would be the pathophysiologic mechanism involved? No? Sisipin nyo, ay, bakit nga ba? Nasaan ba napupunta si schistosoma? Or what happens in a schistosoma infection? Okay? Yan. So sinabi natin a little bit kanina yan, nasa word clue natin kanina yon. Bakit nagkakaroon ng portal hypertension? Ano ba yung nasisira doon? At ano yung nakakasira, no? What makes it, what's the histopathological mechanism behind it? Na? Yeah, you're right, Princess. No, it's the granulomatous reaction. Okay? That granuloma, the egg it's a sort of like a hypersensitivity reaction to the egg of the schistosoma. Yes, and the liver is the organ affected most commonly. You're right, Janela. No? So, yun. Okay? And this pathophysiologic mechanism brings about, bakit may edema kaya? Kasi, why? Yeah, granuloma, yes, it's ano, but what contributes pa to the edema? If you think of the organ system that is involved. Okay? Inability to produce albumin because the liver is very much affected. No? So you think that way, you analyze it that way, and then so you can imagine now why the clinical manifestations of a patient with schistosomiasis is such. Okay? By the way, what is the drug of choice? So, hindi naman siya roundworm eh. Hindi siya roundworm, hindi siya albendazole, mebendazole type. Okay. So, praziquantel. No? So, schistosoma, praziquantel. Okay, great. Good. Aral naman pala kayo eh. Very good. Okay. Next. Okay. This one is a no-brainer as I mentioned, no? And this is a classic history. And this is also a history that is commonly elicited from the caregiver or from the mommy. Yeah lang, minsan it's a little bit gross in a way that it doesn't just come out of the anus, but it can come out of the mouth. Okay? So can be vomiting lalo na in heavy infections, no? Or infestations. Can be vomiting of that spaghetti-like worm. Well, in very, very, very rare instances, comes out of the nose. Okay? Pero sobra na kung come out pa of the ear. Parang hindi na yun, no? The nose pwede pa. Okay? So what are we dealing here with? Most of you are answering letter D, obstruction, no? In heavy infestations. Okay? Most D. O, sumagot naman yung iba. Ilan lang sumasagot eh. Bebenta lang to sumasagot. Okay? Dali lang naman eh. Don't worry. No, you won't be punished when your answer is wrong. It's just like, having the guts to commit what your answer is. Okay? And what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? Okay. And what would be your drug of choice? Okay. Diba ang dali lang? Okay. When you know the classic presentation and the classic history, right? Okay. It's either albendazole or mebendazole. What is being given, I think, now in the health centers is albendazole. But some of the, depends kasi on what they buy, on what they procure in the health centers. No, sometimes they give albendazole, other times mebendazole is the one which is available in the health centers. And deworming of children in the Philippines, well, ideally because we are endemic, no? I mean, the entire country has it. So ideally, we should be deworming our children twice a year. Okay? With or without an infection. Or lalo na in public schools, because there are studies that would say, no, that really parasitism affects cognition. So akala natin medyo mahina-hina yung bata, no, or yung estudyante because of the teachers, very poor teaching facilities. But for all we know, the cognitive deficiencies may be secondary to a parasite or parasitism. Okay? Okay. Next. Okay. This one. Ito ang dali-dali, diba? Parang pagka ba naman ito nagkamali pa sa exam, right? A 7-year-old girl who complains of perianal pruritus, especially noted at night. She was just treated with one course of mebendazole 2 months ago. You think she has? Okay. No? So most of you, sige nga, wala bang ibang sasagot yan? But what is the difference between, again, no, in terms of preventive measures? Okay. What is the difference of enterobiasis from trichuriasis, from ascariasis? What is the difference in terms of preventive measures? Okay, treatment and retreatment of all members. Very good. Not transmitted also through the fecal-oral route. Okay. Yes. So for all enterobiosis patients, all household members, you're right, has to be treated. And this is very good. Fomite transmission. Okay. Meaning, let's say, after waking up in the morning, and then, di ba paminsan like what's this? You pagpag, no, your blanket, no? When you fold your blanket, no? So these fomites would actually be droplets of infection, right? And anyone can inhale that droplet. Okay? So sometimes there is respiratory route. apart from an oral route wherein there is ingestion of eggs coming from an auto-infection. Okay, very good. Inhalation of pinworm. Okay. Drug of choice. Drug of choice for, sorry, back. Drug of choice for this. Bagay, it's written down naman na, no? But alternative, which is also very effective. Alternative na lang tayo because the very effective. And sometimes it is a first line also that is being used, especially for this. Okay. Yan. So, tama. No, Pyrantel pamoate. Very good. Okay. It's very effective against enterobiasis. Okay, next. Ay, bakit ka natatakot siya? Okay. Okay. So, case scenario number 4. 6-year-old boy brought to the clinic because of pallor. Stool exam, dali naman, pallor na, di ba? Ano yung word clue mo dyan? Stool exam revealed hypereosinophilia. CBC revealed hypochromic microcytic RBCs. This child loves to play in rice paddies without wearing shoes. Dali, diba? Ang dali. Okay. Answer. Ascariasis, trichuriasis, filariasis, Bakit parang walang sagot dito? Sorry, walang sagot. Mali ako. Ako yung mali. Palitan natin ng sagot, na. Kailangan, paano ko ba to gagawin? Mhm. Eh, kaya naman pala kayo mali-mali. Akong mali. Palitan natin. Eosinophilia, microcytic. Okay. Parang sinabi ko na rin yung sagot, ano? Pero this is the classic history. Okay? There you go. So yung mga letters yung sumagot, kahit mali kayo kanina at nanghula lang kayo, ka. At least yung iba nagsabi, tinype, oy. So, yeah, it's a hookworm infection. No? And what is the word clue here? Okay, what is the word clue? Okay, pallor, what else? And your CBC. Yes, it's your hypochromic microcytic RBCs, which are what? Which points to or translates into, what does that a microcytic hypochromic RBC mean? It's iron deficiency anemia. Okay. And you know, the hookworm really sucks in blood, no? Minute amounts of blood, pero kasi thousands naman yung hookworm na naka-embed doon, okay, sa small intestine. Okay. Therefore, kahit na maliliit lang yung nasasak in yung blood nila, sa dami naman nila, okay, and then araw-araw silang nando naman, I mean, resident sila doon, then madami din talaga ang blood loss. Okay? Yes, not wearing shoes is part of it. No. And then what I want you to also be aware in this particular case is your, apart from your hypochromic microcytic RBC, is your eosinophilia. Okay? So I'm not saying it's just for hookworm. What I'm saying is that if a patient has eosinophilia on CBC, okay, and feel free to chat, okay, pagka kunyari, okay, pina-CBC mo, anemic, ganyan, okay, fine. Pero may eosinophilia siya. What does that mean? What does eosinophilia mean to you? Okay, very good. Okay, okay, sige, sino pa, ano pa, meron pang ibang answers? Okay? So you're right. Oh, two things to think about, or two things to consider. On the one hand, is an allergic reaction. Ay, kunyari, ito magandang example sa ascariasis, no? One of the word clues natin in ascariasis is your Leffler's pneumonia. Okay? And one of the manifestations of Leffler's pneumonia is actually wheezing. Okay? So, patient might be coming into you because of the wheeze actually. Okay? Tapos pina-CBC mo, CBC X-ray. Okay? CBC revealed eosinophilia. Okay? 1-year-old yung bata. What would you think of, no? So in your mind, if I see eosinophilia, the simplest thing lang, don't think of the complicated cases muna, no? I mean, complicated etiologies, no? But think first of the most simple, because it's usually the most common naman, that you should be thinking of first. Okay, so eosinophilia means allergy or means parasite. Yung bata parang may whiz. Iisipin mo ba hika lang siya o ipapastool exam mo ba siya? Right? So these are things that you should be thinking of. 1-year-old, first time, am I thinking asthma? But hey, it can be a start, right? Because this can be the first attack. Okay? So things like this you have to analyze. Or maybe 1-year-old, look at the stomach. Oh, a little bit big, no? This child is thin, but you have a big stomach. So the wheezing may be secondary to a something else, no? Can be secondary to a parasite. So apart from an X-ray, then you might think I will do a stool exam. Okay? To actually verify my thinking or my initial impression. Okay? So all this in this case would give you some clues on how you will think and how you will approach a child with eosinophilia. Okay. So next. Dali lang pa 'to. Natanong ko na 'to kanina. This is the most widely drug used for schistosoma species or infection. Okay. So, alam niyo na yan. Ngayon, mampapasa kayo sa aking exam. Okay. So, just knowing these classic histories, isa lang naman ang tatanungin natin dyan, no? I mean, can be a direct or indirect question, but you have to just know the clinical manifestations, and it's the most common clinical manifestation, the most common most common complication, and then you have to know the pathophysiologic mechanism behind it so that in your mind you can explain the symptomatology and the drug of choice. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple yung parasite. Yeah? Okay. Now we go to lepto. Mabilis tayo. Ganun. Tapos na tayo. 30 minutes lang. Okay. Wait. Okay. So, leptospirosis. Let's see. Okay. Now is the time of leptospirosis because it's the rainy season. Okay? And we can't do anything about this because the Philippines is also rat infested. Ratus ratus and Ratus norvegicus. I mean, lahat yan, no? I mean, meron pa ngang Manili na rat. Okay? And these are, you know, in, wag naman in your homes, and I'm sure I don't have one in my home, but, most of the homes, especially in the slum areas, would have it. Okay? And these are your word clues. Okay? So, when there's rodents involved, when there's wading in floods, and the classic symptomatology of fever, cough tenderness, jaundice, and elevated creatinine. Okay. So what am I getting at here in terms of the clinical and the laboratory? No? Patient will come into you a little bit of red eye, with calf tenderness. Pag pinindot mo yung gastrocnemius muscles, it would be a little bit tender or sore. And then jaundiced siya. Okay? Jaundiced yung pasyente. So automatically, what you will be getting in your laboratory would be an SGPT, right? I mean, liver function tests. But don't forget your creatinine. No? It clinches the diagnosis in a way that even before a overt urinary symptomatology, you may have elevated creatinine already. No? So it's like a hepatorenal syndrome that you have in leptospirosis. Okay. And then, yes, math is your gold standard for diagnosis, but you don't do it. Okay. And your drugs of choice is your amoxicillin, your doxycycline for orals, and your penicillin for severe ones. Okay? But, okay, not all cases of leptospirosis would have a history of wading in floods. Okay? Because sometimes there is ingestion of food. So, for example, in a restaurant which is rat infested, daming rat. Tapos there's like soda cans there lying around, di ba, in the storage room. Then nandun din yung rat, nakaupo dun sa mga soda cans, right? Urinates there, whatever. So it dries up and all. Then you drink the soda can, and the cola, no, in the soda can, without wiping. You can get, your leptospirosis. Your leptospires, because once the leptospire enters your mucosa, especially if you have like lacerations in the mucosal area, then the leptospires will enter. Remember? That's why when wading floods, okay, make sure you don't have any abrasions, no, in the skin. Dapat intact skin. But then even if your skin is intact, 6 to 8 hours of being immersed in, let's say, water infested with leptospires, then they would still penetrate the softened skin. Okay. So again, not all histories of leptospirosis would have wading in flood waters. Pwede sa rice paddies na puro rat pala doon na may leptospires. Or pwede sa restaurant o kung yung talagang bahay nyo sobrang rat infested, then take care of your food. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Ba natin yung chat box ko. Okay. This is your case scenario. A 5-year-old girl was brought by her mother in the clinic because of history of swimming in flood waters brought by Typhoon Marie. Ito classic has an abrasion on the dorsal area. What is your drug of choice here? So syempre, no, I mean, it's a given, your impression is leptospirosis. The most appropriate chemoprophylactic agent, chemoprophylaxis, okay, recommended for post-exposure prophylaxis in children with leptospirosis. Okay, so may toss up between a B and a C. Okay. So, saan ba kayo nagsimula dito? 840, no? So, C, 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 C. Puro C naman. May B da naman. Doc, C, C, may B. Okay. So, this is chemoprophylaxis. Okay. So, in pediatric patients, nga naman, sabi ni Ken, penicillin is already a treatment. Kasi nga naman, tama naman siya. Okay? That's why you have to read. Okay? Word clues here, which are very important for us. History of swimming, floodwaters, no? Abrasion. Okay. Now, what I want to tell you is, and you're right, it's doxycycline. What is your alternative? What can be your alternatives? Okay. Amox, what else? Okay. So your azithromycin can also, no? The controversy here is doxycycline. Remember, it's a family of the tetracyclines. And what is the precaution for tetracyclines in children? When can you use tetracyclines in children? Remember, this is a 5-year-old girl. Okay, yellowing of the teeth. And at what age can you safely, okay, give tetracyclines in children? 8 years old. Okay. Ay, 5 years old ito. Do you still wanna give doxycycline? Yes or no? Hmm. Yun. Medyo nililito ko lang kayo, no? But hey, you said there's teeth yellowing in children being given tetracyclines, especially in children less than 8 years old. Okay. So, do you want to give doxycycline in this patient? Yes or no? Because most of you answered C. Eh. Are you giving doxy? Sabi ni Kent, yes daw, matapang si Kent. Eh. For the others, let me see your answers. Still doxy. Yes, the benefits outweigh the risk. Yes, for Profi. Okay. No, if we can give an alternative drug. Okay. Eh, ano ang ating sagot? Sumagot po kayo. Gusto kong makita yung mga iniisip ng iba. I mean, this is analysis, no? This is mag-isip, no? This is analysis. 178. Tingnan natin. Ito. Ang nire-recommend dito para... Hmm? Sagot. No, hindi na kayo sumagot. Konti lang sumagot. Konti lang ang may balls to answer. Okay? So actually, you can still give doxy. No? Because you're right. It's for short-term use only. Okay? But you're also correct. No? If you don't want to risk it, then you give your alternative. But of course, the prophylactic drug of choice is still doxycycline. But if you want to give amoxicillin or you give azithromycin, then you are also correct in a way. No? But when you are asked what is the drug of choice for prophylaxis, then you give your doxycycline. Okay? Key. So ito naman, a 16-year-old boy was brought for consult because of fever and generalized body malaise. This was also associated with vomiting with note of conjunctival suffusion. So also note of decrease in urine output. Wading in flood waters was elicited from the history. A routine diagnostic test would actually help in determining the patient's condition. Okay, what is that test? Tawag natin dati dito LATS, no? Leptospiral antibody test. So, why not the PCR? We don't have it. Why not to isolate an organism? It's very tedious. Eh, yeah. O, nasa na si uh, eh, so, ay, sorry. Bakit ako napunta sa measles? DDD. Okay. PCR, if the institution has it, okay, then PCR is also the simplest way because it will give you a very easy diagnosis. Okay. IgM and antibody tests, yes, that's your simplest way also. No? So, microscopic, it's not the macro, it's not the mate, it's the microscopic agglutination test, yes. So, dapat pa lang sa ang ano ko dito was the except, no? What won't you do? Okay. It's isolating the organism because that is very tedious already. Okay. And it becomes academic because you've already treated your patient before the isolation or the culture comes out. Okay? So the newest, if the patient can afford it sa totoo lang, and ideally when you read your handbooks or your books, you can already get your PCR. Okay? But the simplest would be your ELISA and IgM testing, your antibody testing. Thing is, if you get your IgG, you have to get a convalescent titer. Diba? Laging ganon. Pag may IgG, dapat merong convalescent titer. Okay? That means you'd have to get another specimen, dalawa yon, para you can get a fourfold rise. Okay? Okay. Okay. Next. Ito. The most common conditions seen after natural disasters like the occurrence of typhoons and flooding. Ay, ano ba talaga? Lepto ba? Ito kwan ha. Aray ko. You answer, you analyze the question na the most common. The question is the most common condition seen after natural disasters like the occurrence of typhoons and flooding, especially in evacuation centers. Lagyan natin ng ganun. Especially in evacuation centers. Gumawa ka na sarili mong choice, all of the above, kay talaga. Okay. Okay. Actually, it's ARI. Lagi naman yan, no? In crowded places, it's ARI. Acute respiratory illness. And number 2 would be diarrhea. If there's a second most common. Why? Because usually after typhoon, after flooding, you're in the evacuation center, you don't have clean water. Right? Especially in the slums. I'm not saying in your homes, no? In the slum areas na medyo may baha-baha, saka kukuha ng malinis na tubig, no? So, number 1 is your ARI, your acute respiratory illness, and second would be your diarrhea. Okay? Yung leptospirosis, when they're actual wading. And then measles can be endemic in evacuation centers when there is an index case. Lalo na if in the if most of these children are not vaccinated. So one case or one index case lamang in an evacuation center of measles, then it can cause an outbreak. Okay? But still, the question is most common. So, it's ARI. Okay. O ito, sinabi natin to kanina. The top 3 signs in leptospirosis are signs. Medyo tricky, no? Answer. Iba-iba kayo. Ito yung maganda, iba-iba eh. Balikan natin, ha? Kung ano yung nandun sa sinulat natin sa word clues nyo kanina. O, tandaan nyo yung sinagot nyo, ha? Saan na siya? Yan. Okay. So, meron ba tumama? Fever, cough, tenderness, jaundice. Meron ba akong sagot na gano'n? Wait lang, ha? Fever, cough, tenderness, jaundice. So, mas kumpleto ang, actually, mas kumpleto yung B, no? Mas kumpleto kasi walang fever yung letter C. Diba? Mas kumpleto yung B. About just thinking about jaundice po, yes. Jaundice has to be there. Okay. 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 Ito madali. Math. True or false? Sabi natin kanina, pwedeng PCR na din, di ba? Kung meron. Kung wala, the simplest way is your antibody tests. Okay? So, yeah. Konti lang sumot. Pero ito kasi given naman yan. Dapat wala nang nagkakamali dyan. True or false, right? And you should know that math is an academic test now. No? Or even virus isolation is an academic test. Okay, I think that's the last kasi question number 10 eh. Yan. Ang bilis natin wait lang. Stop share. Okay. So, at this point in time, you have any questions for me? Anyone? Let's and then even from the previous one, no, if you don't understand, okay, there's something that you didn't understand from the previous lecture, you can chat away or you can, saan ba yung chat ito? Or you can unmute yourself. Tahimik kayong lahat. May ibang nakatingin sa langit, may ibang nakatingin sa lupa. Wala naman kayong katabi. Huwag kayo tumingin sa katabi. Baka mamaya may iba kayong katabi na hindi nyo nakikita. Okay. So are we good? Are we good? You need anything? You need a copy of the lecture, or you're good with a video. Doon din naman yung lecture, diba? So just feel free to reach out, no, to Dr. Bernabe, and then she reaches out to me. Or you can, you know. So I'm not sure yet. They haven't told me how many questions I will be having in my exam. But from what I see naman from your answers and responses, then I'm pretty confident enough that no, this class is will pass. Tama ba? O Dapat wala kayong parasitism. Ano ba yon? Impairment in cognition. Kasi, or walang iron deficiency anemia that would cause an impairment in cognition. Okay? So we're good enough. So I'm giving you back an hour of time to review. And if you haven't watched the video or any of your lectures, then you may do so. Okay? Sige. So bye-bye and hoping to see you. Not to see you pala because